Yes, indeed, super producer Manny. Yes, indeed. That shit was trash. You're welcome to the Five Reasons Sports Post Game Show, aka the Post Up. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I'm joined by my guys, Ariel Latias, Gadiel Carnahena, Brian Young, and Jonathan Ramakan. My energy was at 10 in that first quarter. I was watching Trevor Ariza become the second coming of Tracy McGrady, and I was watching this team rolling. And then we scored 15 points in the second quarter, and the rest of the game went to shit. Let's start with Brian, so I won't get any. Let Brian speak things tonight. Brian, what did you think about the game tonight, brother?
You know what I thought? I thought Spo pulled Bam out of the game a couple minutes too early because I wanted him to get the triple-double. That's all I cared about. That was the only frustrating thing. This game was an L from the jump. As soon as Jimmy went out, we all knew what this game was going to be. So I'm not even mad. Look, he didn't have the offense to keep up with the Mavericks. Tim Hardaway Jr. went off. Anybody could have predicted that. Luka had a great game. Anybody could have predicted that. It is what it is at this point. Scheduled L. Can't be mad at it.
Yeah, question everything. That's a beautiful comment because I'm pretty sure we're going to hear that at some point during this post-game presser. I need to be more aggressive, and we're all going to be like, yep. Jonathan Ramakan, throw the whole season away. My man, what did you see from the game tonight?
I mean, we saw what this team was doing awfully recently is play good in the first quarter, and then after that first quarter, they just forget how to play basketball, and that second quarter was garbage. Third quarter, we cut it to 4, and I was like, all right, we're making that run. We had a bad second quarter. We're coming back. Nope. Tim Hardaway Jr. just started going off, obviously, right? He was going to be the guy. In the pregame show, somebody said Timmy was out. Royal, you told me Timmy was out.
And then I changed it to Timmy was probable when I saw it on Twitter.
Because when you told me that shit, I was so happy because I know he was going to be the guy to destroy us, dude, because, man, it's always Timmy. And, hey, he was hitting all the shots, what you could do. And like, you said, Bam just wasn't doing anything at all. He was probably one rebound away from getting the most meaningless triple-double in Miami Heat history. So it didn't matter if he get that rebound or not because he fucking lost by like 30. So, yeah, horrible game.
Yeah, so I wish Tim Hardaway would have been out, but he was not. He was in, and he was also on.
Yeah.
Fucking fire. Gadiel Cartagena, burn the boats. My man, what did you see tonight, bro?
Yeah, like, we lost the game, whatever. I'm not going to put too much stock into it. It's clear that Jimmy is what makes his team go. It's not Bam at this point. I think everybody knows that. Like, Jimmy is our guy. So we didn't have our guy tonight. Bam just wasn't able to do anything with no guards, able to create rim pressure, generate looks, collapse the defense, sort of that sort of thing. And Bam obviously didn't have the mentality to be like, oh, I'm going to go get my own buggy. He just didn't do that tonight. So whatever. Fun stat, Gabe Vincent outscored Bam on 28 less minutes, I believe. Do with that whatever you will. We need more from Bam in a game like this. And it wasn't great. They were on one. I mean, you tip your cap to Tim Hardaway Jr. and you walk away. It's whatever.
Yeah, it was only 18 less minutes, but even still, Gabe Vincent outscored Bam Adebayo.
5 other players outscored Bam Adebayo. Trevor Ariza outscored Bam Adebayo. Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, Goran.
No. Gabe Vincent outscored Bam Adebayo. That's the takeaway tonight.
That is the takeaway. I 100% agree.
Ariel Latias, talk to us about basketball, brother.
Man, obviously the Heat are missing Jimmy, Herro, Victor Oladipo. The Mavs didn't have Kristaps Porzingis, so maybe a loss is understandable given the circumstances. But to me, what's not acceptable is getting blown out at home in the thick of a playoff race, due to a lack of attention to detail. I mean, they would play half a defensive possession really well. They'd trap Luka along the baseline or at the elbow. They'd force him to give the ball up, and sometimes it would result in a turnover or just, it would work out for the Heat. But too frequently, they just failed to rotate back into position. I know you tweeted about this, Royal, and I thought that they did a good job of it in the first quarter, and then it just fell off a cliff as if they got happy with their performance, and then the attention to detail just kind of went away. So Luka was able to find his guys out of that trap situation. Shout out John Crotty. All night long, and the shooters got rolling. Once Tim Hardaway Jr. gets rolling, it's over. He'll kill you. And they were pick the Heat's defense apart all night. The offensive execution wasn't there either. No one on the Heat side is able to break down the defense, get to the rim, and collapse the defense. The lack of attention to detail, like I said, wasn't there. So that's what you get. You get blown out at home in a spot where you need a win. It's a tough loss.
So thank you, Adam Barai, for the $4.99 dono. He said small donation because the loss be better, Miami. Miami, when you start messing with the boy money, then I start to get a little perturbed. Okay. So you mentioned the way that we defended Luka Doncic tonight, and I thought we did a pretty solid job on him in terms of making him give up the ball. And like you said, the rotations after getting the ball out of his hand were piss poor, particularly when we're trying to find or connect to Tim Hardaway Jr., who got 36 points, but he shot 18 3-pointers out of his 24 shots. He made 10 threes.
That's wild.
He made 10 threes tonight. He got 36 points without a single fucking free throw. Brian, how was Tim Hardaway able to gash us like this?
He's better than literally every guard on our team. It's no different from. I mean, Malik Monk isn't better than every guard on our team, but this team has struggled with, shorter shot creating guards all season. Dudes get hot from three, and it's just it's done. So, look, Tim Hardaway Jr. is a really good player. I think he's shooting damn near 40% from three. This offense gives up. What do they get from three? I feel like if I had to guess, I feel like this is one of the worst 3-point defenses in the league. I don't know. I could be wrong.
The Heat?
Yeah.
They're not like bottom. I think they're like bottom 13. Like they're like 17th or something like that. Like they're not terrible, but they're not good either.
Yeah. That sounds about right though. So I mean, it's a defense that you can get hot against, and Tim Hardaway Jr. is the type of guy who gets hot, and he has 40. So. Like I said earlier, it is what it is. It's something that I feel like we all kind of expected going into this game. And at a certain point, you got to throw your hands up and say, GG, good game, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Not all of us. I expected the Heat to blow this shit up. I really did.
36%. We give up 36.4% from deep.
But to Brian's point about the small shot creating guards, they had another one that killed us tonight, and that was Jalen Brunson off the bench. Ramakan, since Gad's the most excited, Gad, you can talk about Jalen Brunson's game. If y'all notice, I'm not even talking about the fucking Heat tonight.
Jalen Brunson, I was going to actually talk about this on Full Court Press. He's like one of my favorite players in the NBA. A little scrappy, short dude, not that crazy athletic, but he's just smart as hell. And he always picks his spots the right way. He's relatively efficient. He's a really, really solid backup one to have, and I think he's a good compliment to Luka. My prediction is that he ends up becoming similar to the next Kyle Lowry. I see him on that same type of trajectory where he's like 29 and he hits his peak out of nowhere, and everyone's like, whoa, this guy actually is pretty good. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Brunson, but I'm a member of the Jalen Brunson fan club for sure.
I'm not a fan club of anybody who doesn't play for the Miami Heat. Let's talk about Kendrick Nunn, Ramlakan, because look, one thing, we're not going to bash Kendrick Nunn tonight because he has been one of the models of consistency for this team, but he definitely showed us shades of what Kendrick Nunn used to be with his play tonight. What did you see from Kendrick's game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think without Jimmy Butler, he had the mentality.
You're muted.
He didn't like what he was saying. He didn't believe what he was saying. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool. So what I was saying, like without Jimmy Butler, I think what Kendrick Nunn wanted to do was just assert himself a little bit more. And what we saw is kind of him just take away from everybody else whilst creating his own shot. He would take some pull-up threes that you don't really want. That's not the type of shot you want to work for. You want to wait for maybe the last couple seconds and take that shot if it comes to you. But you saw a little more of that. You saw a little more of just forcing things, and you didn't see him kind of create for other people like we kind of saw him do a little more previously. So not a horrible game, right? In the third quarter, he started to play a little bit better and help bring us back within 4 points. But after that, it wasn't all great. And, average game from Kendrick Nunn, maybe slightly below average, from what we had recently. But, it's can't blame the loss on one person. It's everybody tonight.
Yeah. So let's go around and keep passing out some more of this blame area, Latias. Let's talk about Andre Iguodala. Usually when he scores 0 points, it does not bother me. Tonight it stuck out like a sore thumb because he was starting and he played 22 minutes and he did nothing like the whole game. He just was out there. So what was up with Andre Iguodala from your perspective?
You're spot on. I was gonna say I forgot that he was starting until you reminded me that he started this game. And usually, as you know, I've said before, if I don't notice Andre too much, it probably means he's playing all right. If I start noticing him, a lot of the time it's bad. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. Okay. 0 of 2 from the field. I mean, my only lasting memory of Andre Iguodala from this game was that drive along the baseline, and then he tried the reverse lay-in and he threw it like 4 feet above the backboard.
Over the backboard.
I don't know. Look, like I was so mesmerized by what Tim Hardaway Jr. was doing to the Heat's defense that I just didn't even notice Andre Iguodala until that happened. So I think he probably had a bad game, but I'm not really sure. I'm kind of worried that the Heat have maybe expended Andre Iguodala and spread him a little bit too thin with his usage over the course of the season. Now, some of that is due to the fact that, they're missing a lot of players all year. They've consistently had players missing from the lineup. And so you've probably had to use Andre Iguodala more than you wanted to coming into the season. So we might be seeing him, just be tired and have been spread a little too thin. I don't know if that's the case. I hope it isn't, but it very well might be.
Twisted said Iggy had the Tony Snell game. No, Iggy actually got stats in his minutes. And he played less minutes than Tony Snell did. Before we keep going, I want to thank one of our sponsors of the 5 Reasons Sports Postgame Show. That's Therapist Preferred. Therapist Preferred sells premium CBD products. If my camera ever focuses, you can see that I have the CBD gummies, the green apple flavor. There they go. Therapist Preferred is 100% THC free. You can take me off full screen. Thank you. Third Lab verified premium CBD products. They have a bunch of creams and oh my Lord Jesus.
I gotta do it. Hold on. Just let me finish and then I'll go. Finish.
Okay. So we want to we're thanking. I'm paying bills right now, Michael. You're interrupting me.
I know.
But yeah, so I got the green apple gummies. Absolutely delicious. They have a bunch of sports creams and things that you can use on your body. Help heal with a bunch of nagging aches and pains and all that kind of stuff. Check out all their laundry list of products on therapistpreferred.com. And when you go there, make sure you use our promo code 5 Reasons, the number 5 Reasons, for 20% off your order plus free shipping. So my guy Michael Christian jumped in here.
I got 2 things. Yeah, you know why. I told you. I got 2 things. Listen up. Number 1, tomorrow at 7:15, Lon and I are doing Feel the Heat live. But number 2, and most importantly, happy birthday, Victor Oladipo. I got the jersey. Hey. I couldn't find the receipt, but I actually got it. Listen, a defensive guard tonight would have gone a long way. Yeah. I ain't ashamed. Listen, get me some Depot. I love this jersey. I'm super proud of it. May the 4th be with y'all. Good show, guys.
Get that positivity out of here. Victor Oladipo was not stopping Luka and Tim Hardaway Jr. tonight. It was just not happening.
Yeah, but he probably could have bothered one of them because they weren't
getting in front of Tim Hardaway
with positive mom quotes.
Yeah, they'd
be telling him all game.
They weren't getting pinched tonight. Can we talk about the fact that Michael actually bought a goddamn Victor Oladipo jersey and the man's only played 4 games?
And now he doesn't have the receipt, so he can't return it when Vic signs for the minimum somewhere else.
He's going to need a to stitch something on the backside of that.
Because they got that jersey guarantee. He can just put it through his account. They got that bandwagon thing for American Express.
Hey, Gad, they're not even going to have to stitch nothing on the back. He's just going to put duct tape on the back of that bitch and then write the new team name on that shit. We talked about Kendrick Nunn, talked about Bam Adebayo. Brian, I'm going to make you be positive tonight. Let's talk about Trevor Ariza's first quarter, in which the only quarter he did shit. So what did you see from Trevor Ariza tonight?
He looked fantastic in that first quarter. I mean, yeah, 16 points. That's pretty damn good. Shout out to Trevor Ariza. After that, he didn't really do shit. But congratulations to him for having a great first quarter. It's amazing. How many threes did he hit? I'm curious. Okay. It looks like he hit 4 threes in the first quarter. That's great. That's fantastic.
His first 7 for 3. He hit 4 of them. Like, I'm pretty sure.
He looked great. But I mean, he had that nice little move on Luka. I was feeling it, and then he disappeared. But I'll take that first quarter.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When you get a first quarter like that from Trevor Ariza, it sets you up for the rest of the game to be able to do something without Jimmy. And we just kind of like fell on our face. Let's see, Ramakan, you can talk about Duncan tonight because Duncan wasn't bad, but he wasn't. Well, Duncan was actually kind of good in spurts. But Ramakan, what did you see from Duncan Robinson tonight?
I saw him hunting shots. He was trying to, do everything he can to get open. And honestly, when Bam was holding the ball, I knew he wasn't going to attack the rim, so my eyes were always on what is Duncan doing off ball, because that's always so fun to see the fake screens that he'll set to get into the rim and do the layup if they're trying to guard him from getting to that 3-point line. He does a lot of things off ball, and it's really fun just to watch him work and do everything, run around so much. But yeah, overall decent game. Duncan Robinson, 19 points, right? 4 of 11 from deep, 6 of 14. He had a couple of backdoor layups from Bam. So, he hunted his shots, and that's all you can ask for him to do. He put up 11, ended up with putting up 14 shots total. I mean, I'm happy with that, because that means the offense is trying to go through him, and that's the way this offense works.
But Duncan got 9 rebounds too. What's up?
Can I just throw in something on Duncan, man? He played his ass off, I thought, tonight. Like, he got on the floor. He was getting on the boards. He was mixing
9
it up.
rebounds.
Yeah, like you said, Jonathan, hunting shots, flying off screens. Like, I thought Duncan played a hard-ass game. He is one player that, of course, Jonathan didn't blame him at all. I am not, no blame goes on Duncan tonight. I thought he played his ass off.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think Duncan was probably one of our 2 best players on the court tonight, throughout the entirety of the game. Again, we're going to talk about Goran Dragic a little bit. Look, I like what Goran did. Goran was assertive. He was aggressive, but he has become horribly inefficient over the past couple of games. In order to get to his 18, 19 points, that man has to take a lot of shots, and a lot of them are just not good shots. What was it about Goran's game that you particularly liked, and what didn't you like about his game tonight?
8 free throws, I think, is a good sign, because Goran being able to collapse the defense a little bit, he wasn't able to do it to the point where it was benefiting other players, but just being able to get those 4 to 5 possessions a game where you're actually getting into the paint effectively, and being able to draw a foul is, I think, pretty important as to what the Heat want to try to do with him off of the bench moving forward. But defensively is a nightmare in a bad way. It's not fun watching him playing off ball and trying to get to a skip pass is one of the most painful things, because he doesn't have he can't accelerate and he can't decelerate. So he tries to run faster than he can, and by the time he needs to slow down because they already hit the 3,
of course,
he's going oh my god, he's in pain. But
it's like those old cartoons when they keep running and they run off the ledge.
I've been feeling better about Goran. It was inefficient, like you said, but just being able to get the ball in the bucket, I think, is more than he was doing a few weeks ago. So I'm fine with it. I'm really not putting too much stock into this loss. I'm not feeling bad at all tonight. I'm not really seeing many positives, but I'm not feeling bad tonight.
Yeah, so this game was a shit show. So let's not stick on it too much longer. Let's talk about some of the implications of it. The reason that I'm not as down or up on it as anybody else is because the Heat didn't gain or lose much ground with this loss. They're still over Boston for that 6th spot, which means that they control their own destiny as of now. They didn't gain ground on Atlanta, but we're still only a game behind them. Ariel, is that a fair assessment that Miami didn't really hurt themselves too much by losing this game?
No, because at what point are we going to start saying some of these losses are straight up killing your playoff prospects, or at least your seeding prospects? They've given away too many games this season in spots that they should and needed to win, that we're at the point now where every loss hurts, man. I understand the context of tonight. The Heat were more shorthanded than the Mavericks. So in a vacuum, sure, the loss is understandable, but you needed tonight's win. We can't keep playing this game where you have an opportunity to move up further on Boston or gain ground on Atlanta or whoever, the Knicks, right? And then you just blow it. I don't really feel like they blew it tonight, but it hurts when considering the context of the other games that they should have won and lost. So yeah, we're gonna be heading into Boston for 2 games where the Heat are probably gonna need to win both of those games, because if they get a split there's a very realistic chance that the Heat and Celtics might end up with the same record. And if that happens, the Heat are in the play-in.
Yeah, so I think that's probably why my expectations are a bit more tempered, because like I continue to keep saying, I think Miami's going to end up in the play-in game. That is where I believe that this team will end up. Brian, where do you feel like Miami's going to end up now that they haven't lost any ground or essentially haven't gained any ground?
I see, this is so weird, right? Because I really feel like spots essentially 4 through 8, maybe 4 through 9 are going to be decided by a game or 2. So it's hard to really predict, because who knows with injuries or COVID or whatever other things could happen. I kind of do feel like Miami's going to end up in that play-in game, but I don't know, man. It's so tough. Like they could lose tomorrow or whenever they play next against the Timberwolves, and it could look bad. They could go on a however many game win streak. Like it's just so random. But I don't know. It's hard for me to envision them actually playing in that play-in game versus the Wizards or the Bulls or whatever. But it kind of feels like it's trending towards that direction, right? So if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say that they do end up in like the 6th seed, but just very barely.
Yeah, I mean, they're barely in it now. They're half a game up on Boston for that spot, and they would be playing the Charlotte Hornets, and that is a game that we all would love to see. But I guess what you're talking about is right now we're 2.5 games behind New York for that 4th seed, a half a game up. I don't think there's very much of a chance of Miami falling down to 8th because they're like 2.5 up on them as well. Yep. So I don't think it's a very much of a chance of them falling much farther than 7th. But even 7th, though, 7th is a pretty rough spot because as of right now, if you win that game and you go to the playoffs, you ended up against Brooklyn. And you know what that's going to look like.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah, right? Long offseason for us. Jonathan Rumlicon, how do you see this shaking out for Miami?
Yeah, I'm right there with Ariel because I think – we gave away the games that we had earlier in the season, right? The games that we shouldn't have lost, like the Minnesotas, the shorthanded other teams that we played, like the Clippers without, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
So now, like last week.
Yeah, exactly. And now with only 6 games left, each one of these games is almost 18% of your season. And with only a game or 2 games in between everybody, you have to make sure you're winning those games. So there's no, you can't drop these games now. You've already had the chance to drop the games earlier in the season against Minnesota and a shorthanded Clippers team and all the other trash teams that we played and we lost to. So we can't do that now because now we need to get this win because if we end up in the play-ins and we have to push these guys' body for an extra week, they're not going to be able to perform their best in the playoff, and then we're going to end up in that first-round bounce.
Yeah, Gad, I ain't let you talk about it yet, but talk something about what your feelings are about the standings.
You got to beat Boston twice, right? I feel like that's really what it comes down to. We play them not back to back, but we play them 2 straight games. You win those 2 games, you're feeling good. You lose both of those games, and you're looking at a game against who? Charlotte, and then if you lose that, a game against Brad Beal. Those are 2 of the most ignitable offenses in the NBA. So if you beat Boston twice, you're in great shape. It's sad that that's what it's coming down to with this team, where you need to beat Boston twice in order to get to where you want to be this season. But, I mean, the 6th seed at this point I think is a win for this team. Obviously, the 5 or the 4 would be fantastic. But anything outside of the play-in is a win. I'm kind of with you guys where I almost expect them to kind of crumble their way into the play-in. But I would be very happy to see them do otherwise. But I think those 2 games against Boston are going to be very telling as to what we can expect in terms of going into the playoffs or whatever.
So I think we have to be really careful when we're talking about that because I think as Washington is the 10th seed, if I don't understand this play-in shit very much, but wouldn't they have to win 2 games against Indiana in order to advance?
No. I can explain.
Go, please.
Okay, so the 7 plays against the 8.
Right,
the
so
winner,
that's Miami.
The winner of that
Charlotte.
game is the 7th seed. Mm-hmm. The loser of that game plays against the winner of 9 and 10. And then whoever wins that game gets in. It's like, so that one game will be a specific play-in, like do or die play-in game.
A one-game scenario.
Yeah.
That's what's so terrifying.
Situation. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Thank you, Richard Campbell, for the $10 dono. He said THJ was 10 to 15 from 3 before chucking stuff in garbage time. Just got to tip your cap. Tonight shows why we shouldn't have discredited the Houston W. Any win without Jimmy is worth celebrating. Yep. I'm 100% with you, and that's why Kendrick Nunn has been getting his flowers because he was a big reason why we won that game. Thank you, Ravi Patel, for the $2 dono. He said, it's destiny. We end up in the 5th seed again. If you say so, brother, I have not seen any evidence that show me that we have the capabilities to leapfrog Atlanta. Anybody in here confident that we'll make it to the 5th seed?
It's possible.
The other team starts sucking.
Yeah, it's so close.
Yeah, the chances are not 0. It's a non-zero chance. Like,
here's the issue on that is you still have to. It's not just about leapfrogging Atlanta. You have to hold off Boston. So obviously, like we said, we know about the 2 games in Boston. But if you look at both teams' schedule, Boston has, if we're omitting the 2 Heat games, they have the Magic, the Bulls, the Cavs, the Wolves, and the Knicks. The Heat are playing like Milwaukee, Philly, like we said, Boston twice, and I think Detroit and maybe and Minnesota. So you've got like 4 games in there that you're not even probably going to be favored in, depending on whether or not Jaylen Brown's healthy or whatnot. So it's not just about who you have to jump; it's who you have to keep from jumping you.
Yeah, and on top of that, like to add to that point, it's not like you don't win any tiebreakers if you're Miami. Right. You have lost your chance at every tiebreaker.
You can get Boston though.
Yeah, you can get but Boston. Well, you can get Boston if we win both of those games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it comes down to Boston.
But even if we split, like we lose that tiebreaker, and therefore that we can't end with the same record as Atlanta or as Boston. Otherwise, we're the lower seed on that totem pole. I don't know. What else you guys want to talk about in terms of this seeding Miami's chances? Brian, you can go ahead. You can ask a question if you want to, bro.
No, I mean, I think everything's basically been said. It's going to be really fucking close, and I think like it's said, it's going to essentially come down to Boston, right? The hope is that Jimmy isn't going to be out for too long. I mean, I guess he's just sick, so it's fine. I think I'm really interested to see what happens when Tyler Herro comes back, because they've been playing pretty well without him. I think that's a coincidence, because Tyler Herro is obviously one of the best players on this team. But I'm I don't know why you guys are laughing. Tyler Herro is great. It's going to be really, really fascinating to see what happens if he gets back and he's not looking so great and the team kind of suffers as a result. Like, I don't know what happened with Gad. Like, no, this is a serious point though. Like, if Tyler Herro comes back and he's struggling and they don't look good with him there, I'm really curious to see if he gets benched, because it's going to be so close and every game is going to be incredibly important. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
look, law of averages. The Heat are like minus 150 with Tyler Herro this season cumulatively. So I would expect that when he comes back, that you're right on the money, that he'll reinvigorate the team. He'll come back and average 20 a game on good percentages. He'll find his 3 a game, and the Heat will end up in the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm. Bro, what the fuck is going on here?
So the Heat yesterday, at least before coming into this game, the Heat were 5 games over 500, overall, right? The Heat was 5 games over 500 with Tyler Herro. So without Tyler Herro, or with Tyler Herro, we have a worse record than what we do with him. So, I mean, that's all.
That information.
Go check out the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, because I talk about Max Strus over Tyler Herro. So I'll go check that out.
Thank you, Richard Campbell, for the $5. Thank you, Richard Campbell, for the $5 donut. You already know what Ariel is. Milwaukee also now 1 game behind Brooklyn with the tiebreaker. You might want to be 7th instead of 6th. Milwaukee is 1 game behind. No, they're not.
I mean, they can move up to 2.
Yeah.
But regardless, you don't want to have to win a game against Charlotte or whoever to get the right to face Milwaukee or Brooklyn or Philly or whoever it is after they rest for a week. Like, there's no scenario where that's good for the Heat.
But let's get into that Tyler Herro thing a little bit, since Brian brought it up. And for some reason, no, you started with the shit too, Ariel Atias. We talked about it a little bit on the pregame show, and how they can cobble together minutes for Tyler Herro if they want to. You take away all of the Strus minutes, you pull a few minutes from Gorham, pull a few from Iggy, and you can cobble together 20, 25 minutes for him. Is that something that we want to do, Ramlakan?
I mean, I don't know about that, because, like, Tyler Herro gives you a higher ceiling, but he also gives you a lower floor.
Straight out of Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I watched it today. That is word for word what you said.
100%.
I'm just sourcing you there.
I appreciate that. So, yeah, I stole it for myself. So, he gives you a higher ceiling but a lower floor. And I think with Max Strus, he gives you other things, and he does them really well. He shoots the ball, he'll attack the basket, and he's decent on defense. And he doesn't give you such a big drop off and such a high, right? It'll keep you kind of more centered. It's a little more consistent. If Herro's off, he's a detriment to your team, and he can lose you a couple of games in a playoff series. And you can't lose a game or two. You just can't give away a game or two in a playoff series, especially if we're in the play-ins and he just shits the bed. Then what happens? So I don't know how much minutes you want to give Tyler Herro. I know his confidence kind of goes into his play, so that's kind of one of those things as well. But I'm scared to see what happens if Tyler Herro comes back. But I'm also interested to see if he doesn't come back, well, how is this team going to fare in the playoffs without those guys?
Yeah, so Mexican supremacists, you said, can I join the StreamYard? No, you cannot. We're gonna have something. One of these days where we allow one of the fans to come in. I'm telling you guys now, I'm partial to Christian Cardus because he has
That's the
donated
guy.
more money. He donated more money than all of you, and he's funnier.
He's funny as hell. Christian
Yeah,
Carter
he's
is
funny.
funny as hell.
And I just started following him on Twitter, so this is kind of like I'm sorry I didn't follow you sooner. I would let him come in first. But Gad, let's talk about
Poetic
Tyler.
poetic lifestyle.
No,
Yeah,
like I think Tyler
and HM, of course.
HM.
But no, I want to ask you a specific question. If Tyler comes, Adam Barad, he has free reign to do whatever he wants. The way that boy been don't know. Gadiel Cartagena, if Tyler comes back, would we be getting good, productive Tyler, or would we be getting the other one? Like, would we be getting the baby goat, or would we be getting 14 who been trotting out there this year?
I mean, even last year when he was the baby goat during the regular season, he was still averaging like 12 points with bad defense on relatively shaky-ish efficiency. So, like, that's not really the question. I guess the question is, can you get someone who improves from – kind of looks more like he did in the bubble, which he looked like when he was playing alongside Victor Oladipo. So I think that is honestly where the fit is. Like, if you play Herro with Depot, I think he can actually end up becoming somewhat – productive as a bench player, but like he's not touching Kendrick Nunn's spot in the rotation at all. And like I don't care, like, you're not taking away a single minute from Kendrick Nunn, in my opinion. Kendrick Nunn's really good at playing off of Bam and Jimmy, and he's earned his stripes. So like Herro, he can get bench minutes. Him and Goran can kind of split, keep Goran fresh, play him in stretches, so Goran can play really, really hard in short stretches, kind of the same way that Dedmon does. But I'm not out here trying to give Tyler Herro 28, 30 minutes a game. Like, you can give him 20 to 22, and then if he earns more from there, absolutely. But, I mean...
So Jay Royals, it's not 5 reasons favoritism. Did you not hear Brian Young talk about... You know what, Brian Young, talk about Tyler Herro some more, since they think that we just going to bash Tyler Herro. You tell us all of the wonderful reasons why he's going to come back and probably lead this team in scoring in the playoffs.
Oh, I got to expand on why Tyler Herro is a good player. Nah, yeah, the gimmick doesn't go that far. Listen, I am incredibly concerned. I am incredibly concerned about Tyler Herro when he gets back. Like, I use this term a lot, but in theory, he's a good player. Like, he should be the guy that carries a lot of this team's offensive struggles. Being the sixth man off the bit, or being this team's sixth man. But
ninth man,
I don't. Or ninth man, yeah.
Dedmon is the sixth man.
Yeah,
but. Yeah. I'm concerned that coming off of being gone for so like he wasn't playing well when he was healthy, and coming off an injury, trying to find his rhythm, coming back, like I just don't know if you can risk him playing big minutes and fucking up when you're this close to essentially being in a play-in game, or not even just a play-in. Like, you don't necessarily want to be the 7th or 8th seed and have to play the Bucks or the Nets. I think ideally you'd probably hope for 4 or 5 and get the Knicks because they played really well. And, you have a guy come in, he's just chucking up shots, not defending anybody. You set yourself up for a pretty early exit in the playoff / play-in. So I don't know. I would really be looking to work Tyler in very, very slowly, or just sit him entirely.
So I feel partially responsible for what's going on here, because at the beginning of the season, nobody was thinking that Tyler Herro could potentially lose us an opportunity to get in the playoffs, but have us in the play-in. Like, Ariel, what happened? Like, how do we get from he's an essential member of this team and he's going to get this big role to now where we're actually terrified to play him and because we don't know if we're going to get a bad game?
Oh, man, I'm trying to think of an eloquent way to put this. The best way I can say it is he's played like shit. But other than that, I'm just going to, you know what? I'm going to burn all of my morals, my values, and everything I was raised on, and I'm just going to make the devil's advocate argument for Tyler Herro here. So if you see me combust, check on me, call the ambulance, whatever. So the reason you play Tyler Herro when he comes back is reason A. Victor Oladipo may come back, he may not, but we have 6 games remaining in the season. I don't know what exactly Heat fans are expecting from Victor Oladipo should he return. Let me tell you, temper your expectations, because if he comes back and you get anything from him, that's a win. The way things have gone this season, I would not bank on it. Given what we know about him and his upcoming free agency, I again would not bank on it, but I don't know anything. As far as Tyler Herro goes, does anybody here think the Heat can win a championship this season?
No.
Okay, so when Tyler Herro comes back, you play him because now what we're looking at is the future, and more specifically, this offseason. When you get to the offseason, if in the eyes of other teams, Tyler Herro was healthy, he came back, from an injury, and the Heat didn't play him, or they played him in 8 minutes a game, right? Can you move him for anything of significance? His value is already as low as it can be. I don't know how much lower it can get. So to me, the only upside here is he comes back, you play him. Hopefully, you pray to God you catch lightning in a bottle. If you do, that's great. He raised his trade value. Maybe you can make some moves this offseason. If not, his value is through the floor. It's never been lower. So there's no upside to not playing him when he comes back, and you're not winning a title anyways.
Oh, he's playing. He's just not getting extended run, because how can you look at your star players and say, yeah, we're going to give this guy minutes because he can maybe turn into an asset, but he's not going to help us win even a play-in game.
So as far as we know, Jimmy and him are close, and Jimmy likes him and he endorses the kid and all of that. I'm not saying Tyler comes back and you put him in the starting five and give him 35 minutes a night. That's definitely
20 to 22. We can agree.
You give him 20 something minutes, whatever it is, but there is definitely a role for him when he comes back. He doesn't get squeezed.
Yeah, absolutely. A role. I mean, we've been playing Max Strus and Gabe Vincent extended run. So there's a role
20 minutes plus
for
10.
sure.
And we started Andre Iguodala tonight, who gave us 0 points and 2 assists. Tyler can definitely give us Star Fox. You put this in here a couple of times, so I feel like I'll address it. You said, "Are we better than New York?" How many times have the New York Knicks beaten the Miami Heat this season? There's your answer, my brother.
How many championships have the Knicks won since the Heat came in the league?
There's your answer, my brother. I have wet dreams about playing the New York Knicks in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
I would love to get to that 5th seed. I would love to get there and them have home court advantage. And for us to sweep their motherfucking ass. That's what I believe.
No satisfaction. Just give them no satisfaction. Even if they win one, they'll probably put, confetti in the rafters like they did when they won the one game versus the Heat in 2012 and 2013.
2011, year one.
Act like you've been there. Act like you've been there.
It was year 2.
Bro. And then on top of that, it gives me an entire series to talk about fucking RJ Barrett. And God, I'm not gonna start. Let's talk about y'all know where this is going. That motherfucker look old as shit. I just want to put that out there.
He's got to be related to Dwayne Dedman. In some capacity, he's got to. Dwayne's like his great grandpa.
No, he's Dwayne Dedman's great grandpa. What is you talking about? So let's talk about this next game, bro. And can we even I don't know what to predict, bro. We're playing the Timberwolves. Who, you know what I mean? Most fans would feel good about on any normal circumstances, but we're talking about the Miami Heat, and we got our asses kicked by Minnesota last time we played them. So I'm going to start with Jonathan Ramakhan. The boy feeling good, Ramakhan?
Boy's scared of feeling good. Very, very scared, because every time I feel good, it just does not work out. But hey, we feeling good. Hopefully, if we have Jimmy back, playoff mentality, gotta get these games. I think we get a dub.
Gadiel Cartagena, the boy feeling good.
The boy has no words. Whatever happens, happens. I'm along for the ride. That's all that matters. I'm gonna be cheering my ass off for the Heat.
What is it? Corporate dim is seize the day. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever the fuck. YOLO, right? I'm with you, Gadiel Cartagena. Ariel Latias, the boy feeling good.
The boy is still taking this toxic relationship with the Miami Heat day by day, moment to moment. He doesn't want to get hurt, and he's taking things slowly, protecting his feelings. The boy thinks that if there's any damn justice in the world, that the Heat should win that game. They got blown out by them. They're one of the, if not the worst team in the league. I don't know where they are record-wise, but they're pretty terrible from what I remember. You need the win. Jimmy should be back. Like, come the fuck on.
Last time Jimmy was there, it went really well for us.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Brian.
Yes,
the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. The boy feeling great because, listen, here's the thing. They're not the Heat, at least in this game, they didn't look so great. We're kind of down on them a little bit. Even though normally we would expect them to win this game, now we're kind of like, which means that they're going to go against expectations and get the W because that's how they've been playing. Plus, Jimmy is back, and there's no way he's going to let this team lose to the Timberwolves twice in one season. I mean, otherwise, he would probably kill a human being or a few. So, yeah, they're going to win pretty handily.
I mean, it's been proven to us this season that this team can find a way to lose despite Jimmy Butler's efforts. He can have an amazing
that will be
game.
exactly why they win.
Fuck that. Y'all know how the boy feeling. The Heat finna eke out a victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, look, now this is gonna be a buzzer beater thriller or some shit like that, bro. Like
Tyler Herro, game winner.
Man.
Yes, sir.
No. Bro, Twitter will burn. It'll burn to the ground.
Bro, it's going to be on a transition 3-pointer, bro, and I'm going to get on this shit, and I'm going to shoot myself on live.
And it's going to be transition with like 9 seconds left, too, and there's no shot clock left. Like, he's just going to come down. Fuck it.
Nobody else down the court with him. Nobody to get
bowl. That's all it is.
Nobody to get the rebounds.
Nothing.
Tie game
tonight, 1 of 21.
That's exactly what the hell's gonna go on, bro.
Oh my god, he hasn't played in like 2 weeks, and he's just been catching strays the entire time on this post game.
They're like 6-2 or something. I mean, can you blame us?
Well, listen, bro, he's not even out with an injury. He out for personal reasons. I don't even know what that means, bro. Like
he's getting his culture vaccine. He'll be all right.
There we go.
Feelings.
He's getting that super serum. He's gonna come back all beefed up, weighing like 220.
Like
Tyler Herro at 220. That means that boy gonna get even slower. It's gonna be even harder for him to get bounced up.
Handle will be even worse.
Yeah, bro.
No separation.
You think he get cooked on defense now? Imagine that boy lumbering around out there at 220 pounds. That shit is gonna be.
He's gonna foul out in the first quarter, and I'm here for it.
The one-on-one games with Bielitsa in practice, though, come on, those would be epic.
Oh, must see TV.
One-on-one at Miami Grill, those boys would be eating all the damn food.
Oh man, I'm glad you brought that up. Time to pay the bills. So Gad, you brought them up first, so you get to talk about Miami Grill and how they're gonna help Tyler Herro get to this 220 pounds.
Well, listen, how much does Tyler Herro weigh right now? Like can we say like 195?
145.
No, I'm about to say you're being extremely generous with that 190.
We can't even say the words HERRO without literally just punches being thrown virtually. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is not the panel to have his back on here.
Honestly, it's gotten to the point where it's too far. Like this dude literally has not played in 2 weeks, and we're just going at him. I feel bad at this point. Like, watch, he's gonna have a bounce back game at some point, and then he'll have a bad game after that. And
I'm still going to crush him after the bounce back game.
A bounce back game? You mean the game where he plays and we get bounced out of the playoffs?
Listen, if we get bounced out of the playoffs, we can all get vaccinated. We can all go eat our hearts out at Miami Grill. Get the cheesesteaks, the gyros, the chicken, the gyros, whatever Herro would get, the belly special, all the good stuff, desserts, cookies, soda, everything that you would possibly want to eat your feelings away. You can go ahead and get it at Miami Grill. If you go to the one near American Airlines Arena, you will probably run into Nemanja Bjelica. I do not speak from personal experience there, but make sure you go to Miami Grill, a great sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Just eat Miami Grill.
Miami Grill, we've been delivering big favorites from big places for over 30 years. We use fresh ingredients that pack bold flavors, and we always deliver your food the way you like it. So tonight, don't just bring home dinner, bring home Miami.
Yeah, what the video said.
Yeah, just to clarify what Gad was talking about, if you go anywhere on the same street as that Miami Grill, you'd probably run into Nemanja Bjelica. He's a very big human being. Brian Young, you get to pay the primary. You get to pay the primary sponsor of the Fire Race. I don't know what's going on. I'm drinking that Biscayne Bay right now. Talk about Biscayne Bay, Brian.
Biscayne Bay, they are a locally owned independent brewery in the heart of Miami. They got delicious beers, man. The type of beers that you kind of want to drink. Definitely want to drink on a night like this where your favorite team disappoints you and you kind of just need something to chill and relax. They got the Tropical Bay IPA, the Marlins Lager, the Pastime Pilsner, the Miami Pale Ale, and the La Colada Porter. They are also the official craft beer of the Miami Marlins. And here's some math for you guys, right? Baseball is America's pastime, right? Biscayne Bay Brewing is the official sponsor of the Miami Marlins, which means by the transitive property, Biscayne Bay Brewing is the pastime of America. You are Americans. You love the good old USA, which means that you want to support this beer because you love your country. So you could go find it wherever beers are sold in South Florida, or you could ask for it at a restaurant. You know, they probably have it because it's delicious, and live a good life. So there we go. Triple B's Biscay Bay Brewing. Remember that.
Ariel's listening from Canada. Like,
Hey, listen, that boy Brian getting all the Biscayne Bay money this month. Y'all boy can cancel that. Like, that boy
Yes,
getting
sir.
that boy getting a whole check. You don't even have one on tonight, Manny. Shout out to the super producer in the back, Manny Chain. Manny, come out here and show the people your beautiful face. Manny, you gonna come out here and show the people your beautiful face? Oh man. Hey, look, Jonathan Ramlicon. Yes, indeed. Hey, take that down, bro. We don't remember.
We didn't have
like
Jimmy
that.
tonight. That doesn't apply.
All right, Jonathan Ramlicon, you're sitting in this beautiful chair, man. Where'd you get it from?
I got it from Vertagear. It's our sponsor, one of the best gaming chairs you can get out there. Like a lot of people know, LeBron was asking for a gaming chair, so send your boys Vertagear out there. What you want to do, you want to go ahead and click in the link in the description. You're going to go ahead through our affiliate site over at Vertagear.com. You're going to go ahead, you're going to put in your weight, you're going to put in your height, and then it's going to find the chair for you. So you don't even have to really go do the work. It's going to do all the work for you. It'll find you the best chair. You just pick out your color, hit add to cart, put in your debit, credit, eventually maybe you can pay with Ethereum, and then get your nice Vertagear chair and go ahead and make sure you click that link in the description.
I think I saw earlier that Christian Cardus was getting his chair later on this week. So I think he placed his order, if that's the truth, which I never know was the case with that man. But if it is the truth, then thank you very much. He said Beer Lisa, Jake. Yeah, I'm a little toasted right now. Who else we didn't pay? We paid everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. Pay Manscaped too. Hey, shave y'all fucking balls and go use the promo code 5RSN at manscaped.com. You get 20% off and free shipping from them too. Prize Picks, use the promo code 5 and you get a donation match up to some amount of money. I haven't done that promotion in so long. I forgot the damn number. You Break Will Fix.
Seltzer Mayberg, are they still
Seltzer Mayberg? Yeah,
Chase
they always hit. They've been Chase Signs.
Safe Cubbies.
Safe Cubbies. Thank you, Daniel Rutledge, for the $1.99 donation. He said, y'all saw what Herro said on Twitter yesterday. Yeah, it was some insecure shit about how he's reading Twitter comments.
It was the same caption as Harden on
That's what
Instagram.
Herro read.
Like he stole Harden's
Give him so
caption.
much credit.
Okay, let's talk about the full court press. Manny trying to push me along because I'm talking shit about people. Thank you, Manny. Yeah, talk about the full court press.
Oh, we're talking about the full court press. Sorry, I was thinking about how we paid Andre Iguodala $208,000 to play basketball tonight. But that's a topic of conversation for another day. The full court press is obviously something I want to talk about. The man sitting directly above me, and also the great Marco Romo, who is one of the funniest people on Heat Twitter, and also one of the best people on Heat Twitter. We do a show. We talk general NBA. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking a lot about the Lakers and what we kind of should expect from them moving forward, looking into the numbers and stuff like that. Talking about Anthony Davis. We're going to be talking about Russell Westbrook and how he's been an absolute superhero over the last few weeks. And we're going to talk about a lot of NBA stuff, young guys, rookies, playoffs, all that good stuff, all the fun stuff. We're going to talk about that, being produced by super producer Manny. Oh, that's a beautiful thumbnail. Wow. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be on live stream at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Be in the comments. We'll be answering and all that good stuff. So make sure you check it out. It should be a good time. Check it out.
Them boys say the boy Royal feeling the bay. Yes, I am. That's why I'm trying. That's why Manny trying to wrap me up, bro. Because this shit will go off the rails if I keep sitting here with this microphone in my hand just talking. What other shows we got? Oh, talk about the shoot around, Ariel Latias.
Yes, sir. The shoot around is a 140-second or less clip that Gadiel Cartagena and myself put together for you all on game day mornings. You can consume it very quickly. We will update you on the state of the Miami Heat. We might talk about the last game and probably preview the next game, which would be that night because, like I said, we posted on game days. So it'll either be on my Twitter timeline or Gad's Twitter timeline. And if you miss it there, you can always get it on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. So that's the shoot around game day mornings.
Manny, talk about walkouts and knockouts.
Walkouts and knockouts. Well, listen, let me tell you, I'm not a huge, or I wasn't a huge MMA fan whatsoever, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Ever since Walk of the Knockouts happened, especially with our man Jonathan here, which he has a boxing show, his own show, Fight Night. That's with Alf Artiaga from the 3 Yards Per Carry group. Anything you need to know about who's fighting, what are the bets, and what results they think may happen. I mean, listen, they say everything from A to Z, 1 to 10, everything you need to know about it. I mean, I learned so much about that show only that as soon as our man from the 305 got his ass whooped 2 weeks ago, I did a video right then that night. I couldn't wait. I went on the YouTube channel. I spoke like Jonathan Ramakan. I spoke like my man Ariel Arta. Damn, I fucked up.
It's not Artiaga. No, nobody gets it right. No.
Yeah,
listen, our man from Canada, man. That's all I know, bro.
What you mean, Ariel? Nobody gets it right.
Let me walk that back. Royal, you're absolutely correct. You are literally the one person on this network, as well as Jonathan. Actually, Jonathan made an effort to say my name correctly.
But here's the best part: they always do it the day before, the day of a fight happens, and they bring it to you at least maybe 2 to 3 hours before the fights even begin. So it leads you up to it. I'm trying to convince them to finally get a damn logo so we can get a Twitter, but hey, that's been like 25 million thousand years, and I don't know when that's gonna happen.
Ariel is the logo.
Walkers and knockouts, baby. Every single Saturday, a couple hours right before any fight, UFC or boxing. Are we gonna have one for Canelo?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We actually, me and Alf on Thursday at 5:00, we're gonna do Fight Week on 5. So we cover a little more boxing. Me and Alf do. So me and him, we're gonna cover Fight Week on 5. Canelo's fighting, right? The biggest star in boxing right now is fighting. Canelo. He's taking on Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders is being a little bitch and saying, oh, the ring is too small. I don't want to fight on the small ring. Give me a ring. But the fight's going on. So that's going to be Canelo fighting. And then fun fight on Saturday night with me and Ariel. Like you said, walkouts and knockouts. We'll cover you at 4:00. Donald Cowboy Cerrone is fighting. Maurice Green is fighting. His nickname is the crochet boss because he was a great crochetist. And if you listened to me last week and you watched the fight with Yuri Prochazka, he had a nasty spinning back elbow, the third in UFC history. So if you want to just go check that out. It's beautiful.
Ramakan, this not walkouts and knockouts, bro. I don't need the whole show, bro. Save something, bro. Say something. I'm a pacifist, bro. I don't like violence, bro.
Canelo fights on Saturday?
Yeah.
See, look, y'all
I'm gonna have to watch that.
By the way, guys, also do not forget at 7:15 tomorrow, you're gonna have Feel the Heat with Alana.
Manny.
There you go.
Y'all boys gonna let me host? I was gonna make Brian do Feel the Heat, bro. But nah, Manny, you done jumped in there. No, they don't want to let you speak, King. So Manny done jumped his ass in there. Manny, you promo Feel the Heat now, since you already started. Nope, Manny.
I'm not Manny.
Can't confirm.
My okay.
Yeah, go ahead, right. Brian. Manny done something hot.
So they got Feel the Heat, a great heat culture show with the intelligent and powerful. That was someone else's term. I forgot who, but the intelligent Ariel T. That's his term. The intelligent and powerful. Michael Christian, Alana Tahauer. They talk about all things heat culture. Y'all should check it out. I believe there is a show tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. You can find it wherever you get 5 Reasons sports streams or podcasts or whatever, or content. Y'all are fans of the Heat. Y'all like the culture. It's the perfect show for you. So y'all got to be there tomorrow to check it out.
Yeah, it's going to be their first live stream on the YouTube.
Yeah, everything what that guy just said down there. Everything what that guy said down there.
Yeah, everything that you started. You showed him the way, Manny. You showed him the way. But yeah, make sure you guys check out 2 members of the Clutch Corner. The Clutch Corner will also be on Thursday at 8:00. I think. Blame me if it isn't. I don't care. But yeah, I think we got everything. We got everybody. All hearts and minds clear. Okay. Thank you guys in the comments as always for making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to all the panelists that joined me tonight. Ariel Latias. Is that the dude with the hair?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all see, bro? They teaching me too. Thank you, Ariel Latias, Gadiel Cartagena, Jonathan Ramlakan, Brian is the King, and super producer Manny Chiang. Did I say your last name right, bro? Is it just Chang or is it Chiang?
Chang, you got it right.
Okay. I probably didn't because I was slurring a little bit with this liquor.
Sorry,
but, yeah, but we'll see you guys next game when we take on Minnesota. Since you're already here, I'm still going to yell at you. Play the video, Manny.